I don't know, I find as a man who isn't a sex offender. Hello, we're in the walks, appropriately named, in King's Lynn. We're going to go for a walk with the brilliant Smiv of On the Road fame and many other things. And then afterwards, going to go and watch a football game with him. Very excited. There he is.
Hello, looking very cool.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I had a t-shirt and I spilled coffee on it, so I had to go to TK Maxx and buy this.
Exactly the same, and I'm like, well, I don't have the opportunity to go and get anything, so
Do your buttons on if you
coffee's
want. A bit late
it's
now.
a bit hot though, isn't it?
King's Lynn, ever
Here
been
we
here
are.
before?
Never. Well, not to my knowledge, but I think I might have passed through it as a youngster.
I came here once in the 90s to get a bus here. When I was at UEA Norwich, I came here to get a bus to watch Oasis at Main Road.
Great band.
Very good.
Fantastic band.
Good stadium.
There's an argument for Blur versus Oasis, but I don't think there's a contest there, to be honest.
Yeah,
Blur had a really good song called Woohoo.
Yeah.
Was it called Woohoo? It wasn't. It was,
It was
called
called
Song
Song
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was for me. And the coffee and TV one. Do you remember the music video with the little?
Yep.
Yeah.
Little thing. Yeah.
But that was as far as Blur went for me.
You see, I quite liked Park Life era Blur.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, how can I
and all
forget?
that.
Yeah.
Girls and Boys. I think both good bands. Anyway.
But Oasis have got more of a collection.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes. I certainly think they were my favourite at the time, and I listen to quite a lot more Blur now than I did then. It was like quite a bit of it. Anyway, here we are. Did you do much walking?
I haven't got time,
Oh.
but I really want to.
Okay.
I really want to. Time, kids.
Yeah,
You would know more than anyone. How old are your kids now?
they are 10, 7 and 4. They're 3 years apart, born in April. So if you know how old one of them is,
Yeah.
you can work back.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because they're the sort of ages I'm aiming for when I kind of get my life back.
Yeah, so how old's yours?
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
so
that is quite
I've
brutal.
got a few years before I can get up and go and leave the kids and.
Yeah.
Not literally, like I'm not going to leave them. But
Yeah. I'm not left to fool you at home, just to be perfectly clear. And you've had the longest commute ever for one of these walking videos. That's where did you come in from this morning?
So, where did we start? So we started in Antigua. So me and the missus and the kids, we went to Antigua for a break. They're out there for 10 days, but I came back early. And originally, I came back early purely because it's non-league day today, which is the day that we celebrate non-league football. I love non-league football. I love everything about it. So I wanted to come back and make sure I get a video for that, and here we are at King's Lynn. King's Lynn was picked because I was meeting you,
Yep.
and you're in Norwich way, and it weren't too much. How long was it for you?
Hour.
An hour, yeah? Okay.
Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, okay. So for me it was almost 3 hours, which is ridiculous.
Less reasonable.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's really not at all. I was really upset with this journey because there's not a motorway.
No.
You get to a certain point and then it just forks off in a diamond and you can go left or right. But King's Lynn's here, you have to go.
I believe there's no motorways in Norfolk at all.
Ridiculous.
When I went to
I mean,
uni
it's great
there,
for the environment, I'm sure, but
yeah, but when I went to uni there wasn't even a dual carriageway. You had to get,
Wow.
you get some around tractors and stuff. Changed now.
seen a lot of tractors coming in.
Yeah.
A lot of them. But
Yeah.
yeah, pick this one today because A, it's non-league, and B, it was quite easy
Up
for you
this
to
way.
get up.
And the ground is called The Walks.
Even better. Yeah, I pointed that out, didn't I?
Yeah.
I zoomed in on the thing. There's a little park area, which is what we're in at the moment, called The Walks. So I walk with Robbie Knox.
I love On the Road.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I find it exhilarating and exhausting in the best possible way.
Yeah.
As it's quite, the style of is very fast paced, isn't it? Sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's this,
Yeah.
this, and this. And from a geeky editing type production type of thing, I want to know how you edit it in terms of voiceover and stuff like that. Are you editing a bit and then doing a voiceover? Are you editing the whole thing and then doing a script? How does it work?
It kind of changes depending on how. It's a strange one, but I kind of change it up every so often. But ultimately, yeah, I'll go out for the day. There's no script because ultimately I don't know what's going to happen. No. But the most important thing is to make sure I just get as much content as possible. So whether I point the camera at a bin or a mess in the corner or a seat that's fallen off or someone that's taking photos, like I'll deal with that later. So I just get everything I can, and when I get it back in, then I start watching it back and I'm like, okay, well this is what's happening, and I literally say what I see.
Yeah.
But I do it in a more of a comedic tone, and clips that I shot earlier, I'm thankful for that. I'm like, oh, this kind of links up, and it's like a running joke throughout the video. And then actually there's running jokes throughout the series as well. For example, like I always say when a defender heads the ball away or clears it, it's cleared by Grimsby, because one day we went to Cambridge and it was 0-0, and Cambridge were all over them, but Grimsby were just the best defensive side we've ever seen, and Grimsby are not known for this amazing side, and it was just cleared by Grimsby. Every single cross cleared by Grimsby. So then the next video, when someone cleared it, I was like, oh, that was cleared by Grimsby and all. So every team needs to be aiming to become a Grimsby defence.
Yeah, that's the dream.
But yeah, no, there's lots of little running jokes like that, and people don't get them, but then they still cotton on because the comments explain, oh, if you're new here, make sure you check this video out because that's where it is. So
how many have you done so far? Do you know?
Yeah, no, not exactly, no, but
Roughly.
we did over 100 a few ago. So we're probably on like, this might be the 105, 104, 105 maybe.
And it's great. It's not just non-league. It's Premier League. It's all sorts.
Yeah, obviously the viewers want to see Premier League.
Yeah.
And big grounds, but A, it's expensive. B, filming is quite tough to do because I don't think you're supposed to, from what I understand.
Yeah.
You're not really allowed. But non-league are really welcoming. They love any sort of coverage. So that's why I prefer it. Last night I went to Cork in Ireland. So sorry about that journey.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I was in Antigua and I came back early for non-league day, but because I was at Gatwick, I would have got to Gatwick and then drove back to Essex, which is where I live.
Yep.
Twiddled my thumbs for the night.
Yep.
Come back out here, and I thought, you know what? While we've got a little gap and I'm out, why don't I go from Gatwick to Ireland, which is only an hour on the plane. So I went there, got a hotel and stayed there, and I watched Cork City last night play, I think it's Athlone.
Okay, yeah.
Really good. Really enjoyed that. Atmosphere's great. Cheap. Full of Irish people. I've never been to Ireland before.
I've been to Cork once. I've been to Dublin and Cork for Zaz nights out.
Yeah.
That's my only real Ireland experience.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't out for Zaz, but it seemed like it was a good place to go out. So watched the football, got in a hotel. Shouldn't have really bought a hotel, to be honest, because I had to get up at 3 to get to the hotel, to the airport, sorry, to come back here. And then I come back here this morning, drove to my home in Essex, had a shower, and then came here. So yeah, it's been non-stop.
Prolific, aren't you?
Yeah, and obviously the kids and my wife are still out in Antigua at the moment.
When do they get back?
They get back on Tuesday, so Saturday now. So I've got a few days. So as you know, like with the kids around, I have like schedules and stuff that time and days that I can edit. I'm not like one of these other YouTubers that can just put the content out straight away. I've got to go home and feed the kids, or I've got to do other bits and pieces. So for me, it's quite tough. But I'm looking at this as they get back on Tuesday, so I could get back tonight. I could get like a base edit down of the Cork game last night. I could do the commentary tomorrow, and that'll go out straight away. And I could on Monday get this one done, and then I'll be like 2 weeks ahead. It's like, oh, this is brilliant.
It's incredible when you get ahead on YouTube.
So nice.
When you got them scheduled up.
Yeah.
And occasionally, because I do that with the walk videos, I'll film a few. So I did Fogden last week, and then Tuesday and Thursday I think I'm doing Loose Sand as a comedian. So I'll have a few done, and then if you get them all edited and you get them all scheduled, and you go, that's 3 weeks of videos.
Yeah.
Slot something else in the middle if you can, and all that. Perfect. Oh yeah.
And then you can go for a real walk.
Yeah. Happy just for fun.
This is a real walk, by the way, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not just a showbiz walk. How what was Antigua like?
Antigua was interesting. It's like really hot.
Caribbean, isn't it?
Yeah, the Caribbean. I say Caribbean, but some people.
I think Americans say Caribbean, don't they?
Caribbean, the Caribbean. Yeah, I say Caribbean.
Yeah.
Tomato. Yeah. It was. It's a third world country. The island itself, you can get from one end of the island to the other in 45 minutes.
Okay.
The cars out there are jank. The roads out there are really bad as well. So you're travelling at like 30 mile an hour, and you can still get from one end to the other in 45 minutes. So it's a small place.
Yeah.
There's 365 beaches.
Okay.
Which is all the way
one
around.
for every day.
Yeah. Go to one every day. Stay out there for a year. Go to try them out. But the one we was on, really nice beach. I think it was rated like in the top 10. Really nice. Sand was like just like flour, white sand, like really blue sea. Basically like the photos you see.
Yeah.
They're real. Like they're not edited.
It's not just made it up.
They're real. Yeah. Someone's not just like done a colour grade on it. It's real stuff. It's really nice. But yeah, in the middle of it, so basically towards the outer edges is where all the businesses and the hotels and the apartments have been bought up to make it all look nice. But in the middle, it's a third world country. You can see like the poverty out there and the way people were living. And so we drove through it from the airport, and it was it's tough. Very tough. And it's like I'm out there on my holiday, chilling, but then there's people in the middle sort of struggling. It's a little bit.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird
because obviously you're helping by going by the tourism money.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. No, it's not your most
No,
effective
no, no.
going, but it's helpful. But also it is quite jarring.
It's a bit sad. Yeah, I went to South Africa years ago for like a charity video that I did, and it was the same out there. But what I found is people in poverty, they're very happy. Strangely enough, it's almost like they don't know what they haven't got. So over here, we see, you know, this guy over here is looking quite good. He obviously goes to the gym a little bit. He's got time on his hands. He's in shape. He's probably quite happy.
Yeah.
Got his earphones in there, listening to his favourite song, probably Blur or Oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a good time. But over there, they don't have that stuff.
No.
And there's not the opportunity to not have that, so they don't know any different. And they're just like, sun's out, let's go and play in the field and play a bit of football. And there's not much to aim for out there. It's a strange one.
I do think a lot about happiness and what makes people happy and that. And I do think there's not necessarily there are times when having no money makes you unhappy.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's definitely not a correlation between money and
No, you hear it all the time.
happiness.
I always thought money would. I think money does help. It doesn't solve happiness, but I think it eases things.
Yeah, it can give you the freedom.
It can give you
make
freedom
yourself
to do
happy.
things. But I know some very rich people, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
Really miserable.
Same.
And it's almost like they've got everything already at their fingertips. So what comes after that? But then I guess it depends on your mindset and like what are you aiming for life. You know, are you wanting fast cars, big houses? Because when you achieve that, it's like, what now?
Yeah.
What do you do? Yeah, I watched a good podcast on the plane actually about happiness.
What was that?
What's his name? The guy on Dragon's Den. Now the new one.
Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, he got this guy in called Mo. I can't remember his surname.
I've listened to that. I can't remember his name either though. But
Mo
yeah,
worked for
he's
Google
brilliant.
X,
He was
yeah.
at Google. His son died, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah, and that's what sort of triggered his happiness.
Yeah, it's a really good podcast.
yeah.
I'll put a link in the description
Yeah, really
down
good.
here
But,
for people.
Yeah, it's all mindset, I think, from what I listened there, and yeah.
I mean, purpose and stuff as well.
Yeah, I went through counselling. I was quite open about it on my channel a couple of years ago, because I was used to a certain way of living, and then when my daughter came along, it was like, right, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, funny story. We, as soon as Mia was born, they took my wife to get stitched up.
Mm-hmm.
No one else was there, but before they took her away, it was like, okay, well that's done. I'm going to go down the canteen and get something to eat because I'm starving.
Yeah.
And the nurse went, well, we're taking Mum to sort of make
Yeah.
sure she's all right, go through all the obs and stuff. I said, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to go canteen. They were like, no, you can't.
You've got baby.
You've got baby. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it was that realisation. I was like, oh wow, can't just get up and go now.
The thing that I found weird, because obviously there's that shock when you have a child and you have to look after a human, but it was when my eldest, my daughter, started school. Because up until then, we could still kind of do what you want as long as you take this baby with you.
Yeah.
But then suddenly, one of us has got to be within a few
Available.
minutes of this random building with loads of children in it
Yeah.
for the vast majority of the year.
Which is interesting because I'm looking at that as, oh, that's good. They can go to school, but then you can't go far
Yeah.
because you've got to be back for. I mean, to an element, she does it. She goes nursery at the moment, so I've got to pick her up at 4, and then Zach's going to go nursery in April, so they're both going to be there. So there's going to be more freedom to get work done at home.
Yeah.
But
then you can always go, do you know what, we want to go to the beach today,
yeah,
and we'll do that. Whereas you can't once they're at school, you can't just go.
no.
It's weird.
And holidays as well. You're not allowed to take kids on holiday during. Hello, mate. You all right? Standard tennis ball. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I don't
what it
want to be depressing about it. But it's just real. It's just
different.
It's just been a change, and I think that change for me was like, oh God, I can't do the things that some of my aims weren't aligned with the fact that I've now got kids, so I had to change them. And I was quite set on certain ways, but never unhappy about having a child.
No.
It was just things are going to take a little bit longer now.
Yeah, I've been with the YouTube stuff. I've been trying to sort of tailor it to give me, one of the reasons for doing it, to give me sort of the freedom to do stuff with the kids.
Yeah.
Things like this. I've talked about this quite a lot on here recently, but to be able, like, if you're not tied down to a location, you can go places with them, sort of thing.
Course,
so I'd like to go in the summer away because my wife has to work, doesn't have unlimited holiday.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go away for a bit, do videos. If you find a sponsor to sponsor it, sort of thing, and all this sort of thing, it gives you that sort of freedom. We've managed to I've been invited to go on a family holiday next week.
Nice.
For 4 days, where if we make a video on it, sort of thing. So it's
conditions,
working out. So things like that and tying it in with it, sort of thing. I'm quite.
I did vlogging for a year in 2018. Best year of my life it was, because we can look back at those memories. But obviously we got the house, we had Mia.
Yeah.
My Sunday team become the best team in Essex. Like so many good things happened, and now you can look back at it. It's really cool. But just by being active, and the vlogs didn't get too many views, but just by being active, so many more opportunities, like something like that, a holiday would pop up, or little bits and pieces. It's crazy what happens when you put yourself out there. But on the flip side of that, where I've had the kids and I'm sort of like, this is my schedule, I need to get the videos are the priority.
Yeah.
I'm not that active on social media, I'm not doing stories, I'm not doing this. It's like, oh my God, how do people juggle all this?
Yeah.
And the fact is that they're 19.
Yes.
They're 19 years old, or 20, or whatever it might be. Or they haven't got those responsibilities. So would you say it's quite hard for someone of our age to really crack on and
I think it's different. I think there's different things and worse things. I've got a much better camera than I could have afforded when I was 18, something like that. I've got the experience and stuff like that, and the experience in filming, and also the experience in life to know how to tell a story and how to do stuff like that. So there's the advantages on one side, but you can't do that thing that I happily did when I was 18, which is just live very, very cheaply and just throw yourself into something.
Get up and go, And do you ever get compared to other people on YouTube? And
I'd get occasionally like a British. Early on, I would get like British Casey Neistat, sort of thing.
And then but how can you compare to Casey Neistat, who just jumps on a skateboard through New York? And it's tough, isn't it? I get compared to someone like a Thogden.
Yeah.
How can I compare with someone who gets up and goes to Man United, Man City, PSG, like all in 1 week, just like 4 games in a week, and gets them all out there as well? It takes me like 10 days to turn an on the road out. It's
I think there's a sort of, I know I'm in the middle of 2 worlds, which is the sort of you can either be like young and have enough to live very cheaply and sort of do that, or you can be successful enough to have a team that can help you to do things, whether that's editing or arranging or just whatever sort of thing. And I'm in a sort of middle where
it's almost like taking that leap. It's like, okay, well, I did it with Palmer's this year. I got a decent deal, and I've seen none of that money at all. It's all gone to like photographers and graphic designers and a social guy as well, and it's been great.
Yeah.
But it's not benefited the channel in any way, shape or form. So
Is it not? No.
No, not at all. No. But it's made it. It's rounded it off a bit more, and there's more clips out there, and we're a bit more. I wouldn't say we're more relevant, but it's just like we're doing the job that it's supposed to, if you like.
Yeah. But isn't that benefit for the channel?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. But
it's not financially benefiting.
No, it's not benefited me at all.
Yeah.
No. But then I'm comparing it to what the channel used to be. It used to get a lot of views, but now it's not as much. So maybe it's evened out a little bit. Who knows? But
yeah. Interesting, isn't it, all this? Do you like all the business side of YouTube?
I'm fascinated by it.
Me too.
I think if when I stop, I'd still like to stay within the space, and whether that's, I don't think I'd ever want to be one of these agency people.
No.
I'm not too sure I'd want to do that, but I'd like to maybe be part of a team. So you look at someone like a True Geordie, for example, like the team that they've got there.
Yeah.
I think that's quite cool. Yeah, maybe be part of a team, whether it be editing or production. Do
you think you would stop doing YouTube ever?
I don't know, because I had this thing. It's like I'm 36 years old.
Yeah.
And I go to games and I've got a camera and I film it, and it's a very young thing to do.
Yeah.
But then I'm talking to you and you're sort of in my bracket.
Yeah.
And you're doing it. But I'm always conscious of the younger thing, and am I being a bit immature?
No, I don't think so. I think you do it in a different way, don't you?
I guess so, yeah.
There's a different style to your videos, and but I accept there's an element of, do you want to be doing this when you're 50 or 60 sort of thing?
I said it with Palmer's. I said I don't want to be going over Sunday League football pitches when I'm 40, 50, filming them, even if it becomes successful. I don't think I'd want to be doing that, and it doesn't really appeal to me. So, but I'd still like to stay within the space.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. Like last night, for example, like the people that watch my videos are generally like 18, 19, 20s, maybe up to mid-20s, and they're the ones that sort of say hi when I'm at a game. So last night, for example, I was at Cork, and I was with there was an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old. We had a beer beforehand, First time in Ireland, I had a beer afterwards. I'm just hanging around with these younger guys, and I'm like, every so often I'll step back and I'll be like, is this a bit weird? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm there because I'm doing my job. They're there because they enjoy the videos.
Yeah.
So there's no problem.
No.
Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but the people I'm associating with are younger, and it's a bit strange.
There are bits. I find the strange bit. There's bits where, like Bambi and Becky, I went on a walking video with. I think she's great. Or something. She'd message me, DM me about something or this, and all that. And I don't thinking about I ever would have got in touch with her.
No.
And gone, hello.
Yeah.
I'm a random 44-year-old man you may not know. Would you like to go for a walk by a river with me? So it's just a bit weird. It shouldn't necessarily be.
When you put it like that, it's very strange, isn't it?
It is a bit strange, yeah. But then once someone goes,
actually,
oh, we should do some film, you go, okay, yeah, cool, like that.
It works.
And it does. And also, I don't know, I find as a man who isn't a sex offender, I find I'm very careful to show that I'm not a sex offender. Like, so I remember again with this girl called Lucy, Creative Calm, who does ASMR videos. We were doing some stuff like this, and we were arranging to meet up, and I was started writing a message back, going, okay, we said this time, that time, like, yeah, I was like, it's a date. And I was like, I better not send that because I don't want it to think that I think it. You know what I mean? Even though I would just say that normally to you or something like that, you sort of think, I don't want this to come across sleazy. It's because there are loads of sleazy blokes. People who aren't sleazy then have to be doubly careful.
They're doing this over the blokes out there.
I know,
those sex offenders, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Come on, sex offenders.
Cut it out.
It's getting a bit silly now. There we go. Should we carry on walking?
Yeah. Brilliant. I'm worried I'm gonna put my hand in dog crap. You know when you got the bit of soil underneath, there's a bit squidgy, and you're like, was
that? Just gonna, yeah.
It's fine.
It's all natural, isn't it? Natural. You're into your NFTs, aren't you?
I love crypto and NFTs.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm fascinated by it. And I don't know if I love it because I'm early into it, and it's like, oh, I can get ahead of the curve here, or am I just genuinely fascinated by it? I think the latter.
It's a weird thing because people get very annoyed by it.
Very, very annoyed, yeah. And I'm actually developing my own NFT right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute.
All right, nice.
Football-based one. But I do understand that, and I've spoke about NFTs before on my main Twitter, to the point of where I've had to make a crypto profile because people just don't. A, they don't get it, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fine. You're not going to force anyone to do it. But B, there is an environmental issue around them. So for anyone that doesn't understand, to process a transaction on the blockchain, it has to go through these massive computers, which it's a lot of electricity, and it's not very good for the environment.
Yeah,
I get it. However, it is improving, and there are different blockchains now that are very, very low. And I always, my argument to a lot of people is like, oh, it's bad for the environment, you're terrible, as they text on their iPhone, which was produced in a ridiculously big factory, and there's a lot of things that people preach, but
and also people just say it's a scam. And I've seen people commenting on Twitter about something, saying about NFTs. Yeah, the one that surprised me is said and they tag me and go, Robbie Knox surprised me, which really Robbie Knox is into NFTs, which really disappoints me. Like, really disappoint? Like, what? People don't understand. What excites me about it isn't. I don't do the sort of day trading of things. I buy things because of the environmental thing.
Right.
But I will buy an NFT to hold for 20 years, or something like that sort of thing. I got one of Gary V's V Friends sort of thing when they came out.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
Amazing. Did you have a lazy lion as well?
I've still owned 2 lazy lions. Yeah,
they went.
They're doing all right. Yeah.
People are probably thinking, what the hell are you?
Yeah.
I got in the car with Charlie earlier. He goes, you bought any more NFTs? I went, yeah, I bought an elephant.
Oh.
I had a raccoon. I things like that. So they're quite cool.
But I think I like the way. What excites me is not as much like partly now, but the future and the potential of it all, and how.
Yeah.
Because I think it could revolutionise the way art is made or things are made.
Exactly.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. We're very, very, very early, to the point of. I think it will just be standard practice, and it doesn't mean that the things that people have. It's the blockchain technology that I'm fascinated by, not necessarily these NFTs at the moment.
Yeah.
But like, for example, to get in here today, we bought a ticket.
Yep.
I got you a ticket, by the way.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I bought you a ticket.
That's nice.
Yeah. And we were given a QR code, and it's no different, I think, to, you know how in your Apple Wallet it pops up?
Yeah.
I think it will just be that, but then with it being on the blockchain and with it potentially being an NFT, there could be more perks around that.
Yeah.
So you go in there, you get in, less transactions, so it's a very quick transaction, scan. Attached to that ticket could be other perks.
Yeah.
So things like maybe the program, access to the program that's online or digital, good for the environment, you know, not printing paper or anything like that. So there's ups and downs to it, but yeah, everything to like house deeds and hospital records and
anything with a contract.
Anything with a contract could be set on that blockchain. My dad was he's going through like a family tree. I think family trees could be on the blockchain at some point, so we don't have to like troll. Oh, that is a hobby for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's stuff like where people are making creative things, and like when we were younger, it was very hard to get into anything creative sort of things. You had to sort of go through traditional routes. Now people can make things, but now I think that's going to revolutionise the way people fund things. So if you're a YouTuber or a band or something, if say you're a musician that wants to record an album, but you don't want to lose, you don't want to sign to a record label and lose all that sort of artistic freedom or whatever, all those sort of things, and sell that, you could say, right, it's going to cost £100,000 to make this album. Let's sell 1,000 NFTs, £100 each, for example. I know there's costs and stuff like that, but do that, use that money, and then people get perks in the future, whether that's a share of the royalties, or it could be you get guaranteed gig tickets to any gig sort of thing in the future. And then if
imagine Oasis did that back in the day, and you funded their first album,
and you've got this
and
thing,
then in the future when they're huge and tickets have sold out, you've got your
you get your guaranteed tickets. And do you know what, if you get bored and you go, you know what, I'm not that into Oasis anymore, I now like Lil Wayne, you can sell that on, and everyone's happy. I think it's fabulous. My son buys,
that's probably the best way I've heard of it at the moment.
Thank you.
I think that's the best way to put it. My
son buys Fortnite skins on like he plays Fortnite, buys these things, and when he's done with it, that's useless.
They live in that world, don't they? They're not.
But if they're NFTs, he can then sell them on. If someone gets a rare one, he can sell these things on, and because you can put in royalty components to it, whoever makes Fortnite, Epic Games, whatever they're called, they could get a cut when they get resold.
Exactly.
So they'll be happy. And you go, you know what? I don't like Fortnite anymore. I'm going to sell all my stuff and buy FIFA Ultimate Team NFTs or whatever you're into next, sort of thing. I think it's.
It's the same with like FIFA, like all these people buying coins and stuff. That lives within that ecosystem, and then the new FIFA comes out, and it's like, I got all this stuff. Just bought all this stuff, and I've got to start again.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll give you some more coins.
Yeah.
Because you were loyal in the last one. We'll give you a few coins, and you can buy a couple of packs, and then you can immerse yourself in this and spend more coins. And then we'll next year we'll give you a new game where we'll give you a few more coins. But it's stuck. So real world utilities, I think, is the key for all of this stuff. It's not just apes that are worth £100,000.
Yeah, or people buying idiotic.
I think what NFTs
of animals.
Me.
Me.
NFTs have definitely shown that there's a lot of people out there with a lot of money to burn. But it's going to go beyond this stage of.
I've got no doubt that everyone now who's on Twitter saying, "Oh, it's all scammers," will have an NFT in 5 to 10 years in some way for something,
whether it be art or whether it be a real life utility sort of thing. And I'm leaning towards that real life utility sort of thing.
But like this VFriend, I got this Gary V,
which are, in my opinion, by the way, to look at, they're not great, are they?
No, they're
not.
Or
do you like them?
They're stick drawings of things.
Yeah.
But it's the utility and it's the future of it. So they bring out a series 2 of these ones that are the sort of evolved characters. They don't look like that anymore, so they're becoming more like things you would see in a cartoon.
Okay.
But also, with them, you get 3 years access to a conference.
And whose information's quite valuable, isn't it?
But I'm not going to go to the conference because I can't afford to go to the conference, essentially, and I'm not that fussed about it. But they're going to send out the tickets to the conference as NFTs, and if you don't want them, you can sell them on.
Wow, okay.
So it's already happening.
Amazing. It's amazing. I'm excited by it.
I remember, how old are you?
I'm 30. I forget now because we had a pandemic.
Yeah.
36?
Okay.
I think I'm 36. Yeah, 36.
See, I'm old enough to remember when the internet was becoming popular.
I was there.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But I remember people saying it was a fad and stuff like that, and it just feels like that again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see articles, you Google it, you can see articles, people saying, yeah, the internet's dying out now, everyone's got bored.
I mean, we had the Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
If we wanted something, we'd just look in the Yellow Pages, wouldn't we?
Best thing for the Yellow Pages was using it to rip up to make ticker tape at football. Just do that quite a bit.
Who did that? There was one team that I visited that did ticker tape.
It's quite an 80s thing, ticker tape.
Yeah, who was it?
It was like 86 World Cup, that sort of thing makes me think. I don't know who does it. Should we do it today? Kings Lynn.
They won't get Yellow Pages anywhere.
Can't rip up your NFTs though, can you? Yeah, it was mad that you just had to... Like, I do think that when people are talking about security now and going, oh yeah, people... like, oh, people giving too much away in their identity and all this sort of stuff. There used to be a book that had a list of everyone's phone numbers and addresses in. And then you go, let me get in touch with that person. All right, I find they live at this address and this is their phone number. And people are now like, oh, come on, you're giving away a bit much info online. Like a book. Everyone got it for free. Everyone had this book.
And then obviously the Web 2.0 thing came out. It's like, oh, so next time you purchase, do you want to store your credit card information so it's quicker next time? Yeah, cool. Scam those NFTs. But you can have my credit card information. It's like, it's interesting. It's just as I say, it's a mindset. I think people just. It's not about convincing people. If it's not for them, it's not for them. But I think people don't clearly understand it. And I think at the moment there's been a lot of negativity around it, so that it scares people off. Yeah. So I think we need to get over this wave and get to the next bit where people are actually showing that there's real life. And also because there is a lot of stuff that is scammy, and there are people who get into it not really understanding it and lose lots of money. Yeah. I think that... Do you want to be in the video? Do you want to get in? Filming. Just some bits. Just say hello if you want. Oh yeah. I saw you veering off a little bit. I thought you wanted to listen in.
Do you want to come in the vlog?
You can come say hello if you want. It's alright, don't you worry.
Hiya! Alright, see ya!
Cheers mate,
see you later,
have
a nice day pal. That was nice, isn't it? Inclusive.
I'm very inclusive, yeah. I could see, the girls walked that way, but he was sort of teetering towards, I thought, just get him in.
It's nice that, isn't it, YouTube? When did you get into YouTube? I mean, obviously, making things with Palmers and stuff, but how did you get into it?
Way before that, actually. 2006, when it
started.
Yeah. Got a MacBook. Is it MacBook? Yeah, MacBook, and I found iMovie, and I was just messing about, and I wanted to send my mum a video, and the file was too big, so I just put it on YouTube, and I was miming. I dressed up. I got my first suit when I was younger. Put this on, worked out how to put like some Frank Sinatra music. She likes Frank. Made it black and white and grainy. I was like, oh, I could edit for TV one day maybe. This is easy. But obviously the file was too big.
Yeah.
Do you remember sendfile.com?
Yeah.
That was before WeTransfer.
Yeah, it was like an early forerunner to WeTransfer.
Yeah. Far too big. Internet wasn't good. So I just made it into a compressed video and uploaded it to a place called YouTube. Nice. And then I think there was like 20,000 views the next time. I had like ridiculous amounts of emails in the, in the inbox. And it was like, do more. And I was like, do I want to dress up as Frank again? And no, I don't. But yeah, no, I suddenly had this strange platform. I was one of the early sort of people to become yeah. I think in 2008 I was like one of the first partners in the UK to like, actually earn money. And back then it was like selling out. You're a sellout. You can't do that. But now it's normal practice. Everyone wants to become a YouTuber and earn money from making videos. I love that that's so open now. Yeah. Whereas before it was like, get the pitchforks out. This guy's earning money off of us watching it. Let's not watch him anymore. And then brand deals came along, and that was a whole nother kettle of fish. It's like, wow, you are taking the piss now. But it became the norm. So
are you proactive in brand deal getting, or do you just
I used to be, but now I just get. I think that I get like, Elliot Hackney. Yep. He sends me a few bits. There's a couple of other agencies that sort of send me things. If there's an offer on the table and it sort of ultimately, if it's something I don't mind promoting, and the money's sort of right, then But I've never really known my worth. Because like a couple of years ago, I made a decent amount of money off of a brand deal, but then there's times where the same thing or little or less work comes in and it's ridiculously less money. I'm like, well, am I up here or am I down here or am I somewhere in the middle?
I think you're up there. I think you're beginning. Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine charging that amount of money every time.
Maybe you're in the middle
there. Yeah. It's a strange one.
Yeah.
So I find betting brands pay a lot of money, and I don't.
Yeah.
I used to do a betting series, and I guess it was my own fault, but I didn't really realise the impact of what that would be. So I've tried to tone it down now in terms of like betting.
Yeah.
Or over 18 ones. I did a beer brand the other day.
Beer's alright.
Beer 52. Yeah. But like betting, I think there's a bit of a taboo around that. So I've kind of homed it in. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is our job. And I know the audience. Like I know the majority of them are all right with it. It's just the odd one, and it's mad how one person who had a bit of an issue with gambling back in the past speaks out and tells their story, and it's like, oh god, I feel a bit guilty now, compared to the other people. It's like, I'll sign up, I'll get me free £10 bet, thanks mate. And it's like, I feel kind of guilty, but it's done the job. But it's I got that a couple of times, so I stopped that series. But
I think the difference for me between gambling and alcohol is that with gambling, it's generally the idea is for them not to lose. You know what I mean? They're trying to get you to do more and more. Whereas alcohol, they're not trying to make you alcoholics.
Yeah.
I don't think generally.
No, I think it's about, I mean, everyone drinks alcohol. Wine is alcohol.
Wine is?
Wine has got alcohol in it, isn't it?
Wine?
Yeah, edit that out if it is.
Wine has, yeah.
Yeah. But we get some of the most sophisticated people and well-spoken and lovely people out there drink alcohol. Yeah. They're fine. But we tend to look at it as, like, I won't mention the brand, but like down a pub, wife beater sort of thing. We always, I think as a human race, we always just tend to look at the negatives, but we can enjoy a drink. I don't drink much at all, but I had a drink on holiday. It was nice.
Happy days.
I love a Disaronno. I'm a spirits man. Yeah.
Are you?
Love my Disaronno.
A lot of people like Disaronno nowadays.
And not a lot of people have it either.
Well,
so I have to ask for
Jack
amaretto.
and Stevie are really into it.
They into it, are they?
They're into it. I find it really funny because for me it's the kind of drink that your gran would have drunk in the 80s and stuff like that sort of thing. It's come round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alcohol's fine. Yeah, just drink responsibly.
Yeah. But we better go to the football in a second, shouldn't we?
What's the time?
It's 2:30.
What
have you got coming up in the YouTube world of life?
So I don't know if it's an exclusive or not. I think I've kind of hinted it, but Palmer's is ending again.
Again.
They
just start back.
Yeah. Well, we had the pandemic, so we didn't really get 2 full seasons, and so this season will be the last. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, it does take up a lot of my time, and I don't get much back from it, unfortunately. So it's time to end that, and I think by ending that, it'll open up. I'll have more capacity to put into my channel. So On the Road will continue.
Return of vlogs?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I need a bit of because I'm very what's the word? My wife would say autistic in the fact that I'm doing On the Road, so only football content can go on this channel, so I've got to think of football content to go on it. But then I did the vlogs for so long, which wasn't necessarily football content. So I'd like to vary it up and give me a bit of freedom.
And it gives you that opportunity in the future, if you do want to move away from that, then you're already transitioning things across.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'd like to bring the vlogs back. It's just been really tough. But I think when the kids get a little bit older, it'll be easier.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming walking with me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to getting the game. Go and check out Smiv's channel if you haven't before. Or if you have before, and just go back and check it out. Is it not a one-time?
They're not coming back. Yeah.
If you've seen it once, you're done. No, go and check it. Go and check it out. And also On the Road from King's Lynn, that'll probably be out by the time this video comes out, and might see me in it.
I think you will. Yeah, you definitely will.
I made it.
Actually, first YouTube guest, I think.
Unreal scenes. I'm honoured.
Crazy. I think so. Well, James Alcott turned up to one.
Okay.
But he just happened to be at the game.
Right.
So I just said, it's James Alcott. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
But no, you're going to be in the thumbnail and everything.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's going to bang at least 2,000 views now.
I've gone down that route of playing. I'm playing the game a little bit now, so I'm doing proper thumbnails and titles.
Yeah.
I took Robbie Knox to non-league day. I took Robbie Knox to the football.
Sexual.
That's got to be. That's a minimum of 50k views.
Easy.
And then my views on top. We've got a 100k video there.
Minimum. Bare minimum. Right. Let's go create some magic.
Let's do it.
Cheers for watching. Back with another video of walking next week, I imagine. Probably.
Enjoy.
Bye.